Turn the volume up. Okay, it's saying it. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me? If you guys can hear me, put a 1. If you guys can't hear me, okay, you guys can hear me. Great. So I had to change it back to like iPhone speaker or something it did. I don't know what keeps happening to my microphone. Let me see if I could pull you guys up on the screen. There we go. There you guys are. There we go. Microphone. Okay, great. So let's see. Hey, Miss Dee Dee, how are you? Hey, Ruby Turner. Hi, you new. And whoever else is in the background, hello, how are you guys doing? So today we are going to be talking about a 15-year-old boy who was kidnapped and tortured, and the whole time it was the wrong person. And so I'm going to be reading a few articles to you. This happened a little bit ago, but they have not been able to find the woman who initiated this whole thing. Let me turn on the fan, y'all. Ugh. There we go. It has been hot out here, like piping hot, but a wet hot. It's normally not like that, so I really don't know what's going on. Have you guys heard about this story? Has anybody heard about the 15-year-old in Houston? Once again, we're back in Houston as usual. I don't know why a lot of crime is being focused on in Houston. I don't know what it is, but it is getting crazy out there, y'all. So I'm going to let me click out of some of these windows. I'll read to you guys the most recent articles, and then I'll let you guys hear one of the news clips. Let me go back to the comments. Wait, I see a 2 in the chat. You guys can't hear me again? Oh, my video was your first. Okay. So they don't give a name to the 15-year-old boy. And we figure, yeah, it's because he's a minor. But he was just riding his bike on the sidewalk when 2 men, it says 2 Hispanic men. I didn't think like the race really mattered. So, but whatever. 2 men came and snatched this boy off of his bike and drug him into a nearby house of the house that he was already in. And the whole time he's kind of like, what's going on? They didn't give him a chance to explain. He's just, 2 grown men come drag you off of your bike. You're 15. You're just walking. What I think he was doing, I think he was walking home. In the articles I've seen, they list one of the men, but they don't list the other one. So I'm kind of a little bit confused on that, even though in some of my research, it says 3 people should be in custody, and only ones listed is an Angel Torres, which is 45. And then I'm going to probably butcher her name, which is the woman that, initiated it and told the 2 men, go get him, go grab him. Her name is Zonia. I think that's how you say it. And then Hoto. So it's at the bottom of my screen. She is still MIA, missing in action. They don't know where she is. Well, let me tell you the story on that. So they go, let me just read the article, y'all. Let me just read it because it kind of upset me. They could have had her apprehended like that. So what it says is, authorities are searching for a woman who is accused of kidnapping a teen in the Humble area with intent to terrorize and severely injure him, according to court documents. The kidnapping happened on June 20th of 2021, and it involved two residents on Misty Pines Drive. And it's near, I'm going to say this probably wrong, Laurel Oak Drive. It's spelled Burle Oak Drive. So they're saying it has to do with two residences. And this is because as he's riding his bike, he goes in front of Zonia's house, and that's where they go up to him and snatch him off of his bike. What they do is they drag him to 2 houses down into another home, into one of those bedrooms, and that's where they carry out these crimes. So it continues to say, court documents said the victim, a 15-year-old boy, was riding his bicycle on the sidewalk and was passing by a residence on Misty Pines. When he was approached by 2 Hispanic men, the men forced the victim to stop his bike, at which point they grabbed the teen, beat him up, and drug him into a nearby residence, into one of the bedrooms, says court documents. Now, inside the room, a woman identified as 37-year-old Zonia Hutto told the Hispanic men that the victim has been paid to shoot up her house, which had been involved in a drive-by shooting on October 2020. Court records show, court records show the 2 Hispanic men tied up the teen with extension cords, and Hutto's boyfriend, later identified as 46-year-old Angel Torres, began punching him and beating him with an aluminum bat, according to court documents. In the comments, News said, "That's a shame. People got to be so evil." Yes. Here's the backstory to it. Her house was involved in a drive-by shooting in October 2020. She's telling her boyfriend and whoever the second gentleman was that this is the boy that was paid to shoot her house up. So they go along with whatever she's saying, and they go snatch this little boy off of his bike. Okay. Torres kicked the teen in his ribs and told one of the Hispanic men to go get his gun. When the people left the room, the teen was able to break free and make a run for it, where he ran home and told his father. Court records show the teen's dad then drove back to the location and had him point out the location where the kidnapping happened and where the torture also happened. His dad was able to take down the address and report the incident to the authorities. The teen was later transported to the Kingwood Pediatric Center to be treated for his injuries. Authorities arrived on scene just before 9 p.m. and they found Hutto inside, which is Zonia. They found her inside of the residence. Harris County Precinct 4 told KPRC 2 News that Zonia Hoto was not arrested at the scene. Guys, so this little boy goes, tells his father what just happened to him. His father gives the authorities the address to go and find the people that kidnapped, beat him with an aluminum bat, tied him up with extension cords. They go to the house, find the woman there that initiated this whole thing, but she was not arrested at the scene. And here's why. She was not arrested because the district attorney had not accepted the charges at the time. The teen had to positively identify her to them first, which he's already saying this is her, but they needed more proof, I guess. He needed to identify her as the woman that was involved in the kidnapping. Investigators later learned that Hoto lived 2 doors down from the house the teen was drugged into and was being evicted from that home. According to the court documents, the kidnapping may have been a case of mistaken identity and was in retaliation to a drive-by that Hoto and Torres blamed on a white man living in the neighborhood. Guys, Yunu says, ouch, karma. Wow, I was hoping they got her. No, they did not arrest her on the day they went to the home and found her there. And now she's missing in action. They cannot find her. Court records show that during the investigation, authorities tried to make contact with Torres, which is Hoto's boyfriend, but instead they were able to speak to his mother, who told authorities he was not home. Authorities were able to find Torres, and he was arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping in connection with the case of the 15-year-old boy. Hoto was later charged with aggravated kidnapping and today still remains at large. And here says, anyone with information on Hoto, Zonia Hoto's whereabouts, they are being asked to make contact with Precinct 4 dispatchers at 281-376-3472. Or you can also call Crime Stoppers at 713-22-TIPS, which is, in the number form, it would be 713-222-8477. Or if you want to, you can submit a tip online at crimestoppers.org. Okay, so guys, how do you guys feel about this situation? They literally take this boy off his bike. He does not know what's going on. They beat him, tie him up with extension cords, not just beat him with their hands, with an aluminum bat. And if it wasn't for his quick thinking when they walked out the room to go and get the gun, who knows what could have happened to this boy? Only God knows what could have happened. So he made a quick decision. And it also says only tips and calls directly to Crime Stoppers are anonymous and eligible for the cash reward. I do not know what the cash reward is yet, but I did see recent news clippings that I am going to also read. And that one was of a day ago. And like I said, I had been following this, but it wasn't really progressing. So now that I see more information about it, I mean, it definitely needs to be put out there, because we can't just go around assuming someone is who we think they are and retaliate like this. If this was the person that was paid to shoot her house, she could have definitely called the police and say, hey, I see the guy that shot at my house, rather than have two grown men go and snatch this little boy off of his bike. Ugh, crazy. So I think, if I can, I'm going to let you hear the news clip before, because that one was from a day ago. I'm going to let you guys hear that first. Let me show you a picture of Angel Torres, 46-year-old, beating on a 15-year-old. Here's a picture of him. You can only imagine how afraid that little boy was to have some grown adults come and snatch you off of your bike and you don't know what's going on. You can only imagine how afraid he was. And their excuse is just drives me crazy. In connection with some white man in the neighborhood, and you just snatched this kid. I don't get it. Let's see if I can let you guys hear this. Oh, I thought I had my speaker right there. Where's my speaker? I'll see if you guys can hear it just on here. You guys let me know if you can hear it clearly. If not, I'll step out, grab my speaker really quick, because I know my fans are on. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'll let you guys listen to the news broadcasting of it. It is about 2 minutes long.
One of 3 people in custody accused of attacking a 15-year-old boy.
Let me take the captions off, because it kind of covers the whole entire screen. There we go.
In custody accused of attacking a 15-year-old boy. Angel Torres is charged with aggravated kidnapping. He's now sitting in jail on a $150,000 bond. Zonai Hutto and another unidentified man are still on the run tonight, and law enforcement needs your help to find them.
KPRC 2 investigator Mario Diaz is on the story, joining us live from Atascocita, where the crime took place.
And Mario, you spoke to neighbors who live close to where that happened.
That's right, Chris. Indeed, we did speak with the neighbors, who are completely surprised over what took place inside of this vacant home 5 weeks ago. Peaceful now, but Misty Pines Drive in Humble was anything but on June 20th.
At which time he was basically kidnapped off his bike, taken to a vacant home, and tied up and with a baseball bat.
This is what Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman says happened to a 15-year-old boy. Now, this man has been arrested, this woman is wanted, and another unidentified male suspect is on the run.
It's quite unfortunate that, someone that would actually be accused of something like this.
Joel Rice is referring to his neighbor, Angel Torres. Torres lives next door to the vacant home, where he's accused of beating the boy.
He is still recovering from his injuries. He is out of the hospital home.
Torres was arrested over the weekend. Herman and his team are now searching for the female suspect, Zonia Hutto. They say she was instrumental in the kidnapping, with another suspect still on the lam. Neighbors like Danielle Lemus, himself the father of a 15-year-old, say it is concerning. As for Rice, the age of the victim, troublesome.
Like I said, I'm a school teacher, I'm a kid advocate, and that's very disheartening.
Disheartening indeed. You can see some of the newspapers there that are just stacked on this driveway here inside of this home. Everything is being rebuilt right now. It has been vacant for quite some time, according to officials we spoke to. This is the sidewalk where the 15-year-old boy was riding his bicycle when he was stopped and dragged inside. But what adds insult to injury in this case, according to Herman, is that it appears that it was all a case of mistaken identity. The two men and the woman targeted, he says, the wrong individual. In Humboldt tonight, Mario Diaz, KPRC2 investigates.
So that is her, guys. This is the woman, Zonia Hutto, who we are all still looking for. And she needs to be caught, because if it was not for her, this would not have happened. This was all her doing, all her pointing him out, and them being follower dummies to say, okay, we're going to go carry this out. Now, if it wasn't for the little boy and his quick thinking, we would be dealing with another homicide. And for what? Then to later find out this is not the individual they were looking for? Guys, come on now. Hey, Ken Smith, how are you? How are you this morning, afternoon? I don't think it's morning for anyone, but afternoon, maybe night. How are you? Yes, guys, wrong person. The wrong person. Let's take another look at her. So if you guys see or know anybody in the Houston area, her name is Zonia Hutto, and that is who they are looking for right now. They are also looking for the second man in question that helped out with it, but I don't see where his name is. But I'm gonna go to the newer one that I found like a little bit before I came on. Hopefully they have something in there about him and his whereabouts, if he can be located or anything like that. So
watch
we
the
shall
Olympic
see.
Zone on KPRC2.
Let's turn
Monday
that off. Yes, you knew. Evil, disgusting. Yes, for sure. Let's see. Come on, go down. So, oh, I was gonna click on the wrong one. They're talking about COVID. Okay. Here's another one, another clip. I'm gonna read it first though. So, wait, does this even have anything to do with it? Or is this just a... Let me see something really quick, guys.
And Mario, you spoke to neighbors who live close to where that happened.
That's right, Chris. Indeed, we did speak with the neighbors who are completely surprised over what took place outside of this vacant home.
Okay, so it is. It just had like a picture. I don't even know if the video that they have associated with this is the correct video. It's like, I don't know. I'll play it, but I'm gonna read first what this one said. Wait, is this the one from today? I want the one from today. Okay. This one says, and just to make it clear where I got the first clippings and stuff from, it's from KPRC2 Houston News. So to make that part clear, and then the one I'm reading right now is from Crime Online. Crime Online. So here's who the constable is looking for. It's that same picture. Okay. And this one is from today. So it says a Texas woman accused of kidnapping is on the run while police ask the public to be aware of their surroundings and contact them if she is spotted. According to court documents, the incident happened on June 20th as 15-year-old boy rode his bike past a home off of Misty Pines in Humble. It says 2 Hispanic men reportedly approached the victim, beat him up before dragging him to a bedroom to a nearby vacant home. Click 2 Houston reports that 37-year-old Zonia, I want to say Zonia because it's spelled like Sonia but with a Z. So Zonia allegedly told the man that the boy had previously been paid to shoot up her house. The 2 men tied up the victim while the 2 men tied up the victim while Hodo's boyfriend. So I'm assuming this is why they're saying 3 and then her. Okay. So I guess it was 2 Hispanic men and then Angel, I guess, is separate. He's the one who said, "Go get my gun." The 2 men then tied up the victim while Hoto's boyfriend, Angel Torres, 45 years old, beat him with an aluminum bat, according to the court documents. Torres is also accused of kicking the victim in his ribs, telling the other men to go get a gun. Like I said, that's where that came in. At that point, the teen managed to escape and run home to his father. The victim's father drove by the house, jotted down the address, and contacted the police. Although responding deputies found Zonia Hoto, at the home, she was not arrested at the time because the victim hadn't made a positive description. She was subsequently released and fled the area. These are the things that happen that make no sense. Authorities eventually catch Torres, as I told you guys before, and charged him with aggravated kidnapping. Hoto, who remains on the run, is also charged with the aggravated kidnapping. Investigators said the incident may be caused by wrongful identity. So, Kitten Smith says, "I'm fine. How are you?" "I'm good. Hi, Sugar Mama. How are you?" I don't know if you heard the story so far, but 15-year-old was kidnapped and beaten, and it was a mistaken identity. So what I'm gathering now from this, it makes it more clear that I guess they seen him riding his bike past. She tells 2 other Hispanic men to go and grab him. Then that's when the boyfriend, after they're beat him up and tie him up, that's when the boyfriend says, "Hey, you guys go get my gun." He's kicking him in the ribs and things like that. He's being beat with a bat. Once they exit the room, boom, he gets out. Do you guys feel that the charges should be a little bit more serious? Because, look, this boy was in fear for his life. They said, Angel Torres says, "Go and get my gun." Could you imagine what he was thinking at that point? He's like, "I got to get out of here by any means necessary before something goes wrong." Do you think they should be charged with something a little more serious, as maybe attempted murder? Or, there's so many other things. Assaults, aggravated assault, something more than just aggravated kidnapping. Child endangerment, child abuse. He was 15 years old. These are people in their 40s, almost 50 years old. Angel, 47. He's 15, guys. Crazy. Your news says, by 3 evil men and 1 woman. Yes, who is still missing to this day. Not missing, I should say on the run, because she didn't just vanish. She's missing. So you think they should be charged with attempted murder? What charges do you feel? Because if it wasn't for Zonia, they would have never, carried out this act. So what do you feel that she should be charged with? Let's go down the line here. What do you think that Zonia should be charged with, being that she's the one who initiated it all, said, go and get him. That's the boy that was being paid to shoot my house up. Go and handle that. What do you think her charges should be? Should they be more than Angel and the two that started with it, or less because she didn't necessarily commit the act? Or do you think she deserves something harsher because she's on the run? She knows they're looking for her because they were looking for her on that date. He just wasn't able to, I don't know if he was there present to positively identify her. I believe he was in the Kingwood Pediatric Center getting his injuries assessed and taken care of. So that's probably why he wasn't there to positively identify her. So she kind of got off a little bit on that. But now she's on the run. She knows they're looking for her. So what do you think Zonia should be charged with? What do you think Angel should be charged with? Because he's the one who told them to go get the gun. And then the other two that went and snatched him off the bike and beat him up, what do you think that charge should be? Hey, MTG. Wait, I always mess it up. Hey, MTGVTV. Hi, Miss V. How are you? Thanks for joining us, love. We are talking about a 15-year-old boy that was walking by a house, was snatched off of his bicycle, beaten up, dragged into a nearby vacant home, and in one of those rooms, they tied him up with extension cords, beat him with a aluminum baseball bat, kicked him in his ribs, and the boyfriend of the woman who told the guys to go and get him, he told them to go and get a gun. And that's when the boy was able to escape. Oh, Miss B says she's doing great. That is awesome. Let's see. Sugar Mama says she should be charged with something harsh, and she is on the run. Yes, she's running. She sees herself all over the news. And this incident happened back in June 20th of 2021. The drive-by on her house happened in October 2020. So she is remembering, if it's a drive-by, how do you know exactly it was this boy? Because they later say, oh, it's a case of mistaken identity. It was a white guy living in the neighborhood. So that's not cool. You guys know I gotta have my cup of ice and my juice. Yunu says, oh wait, I gotta read the top part first because I was like, where did that come in? Yunu says they might have beat him to death. Wait, come on, let's go back down. They might have beaten him to death if it wasn't for him getting away. Yes, they could have kept him in that room and just kept beating him and beating him. I mean, one of those men could have probably hurt that little 15-year-old boy, much less three of them beating him, not only with their hands, but with an aluminum bat. Guys, he's already defenseless because he's tied up with extension cords. Extension cords. This taste is a bit weird. I think it's because I just brushed my teeth. Yuck. Let me see. Miss Didi says, I can't believe the police let her go before the teen could even make a positive ID. Yes, because what they say is After he made a run for it, he made it home. He told his dad. His dad drove him over there, took down the address, went and reported it to the police. And then later he went to the Kingwood Pediatric Center where he was being assessed for his injuries. So once the police get there around 9 p.m., yeah, they see her there, but they're unable to arrest her because he's not there to positively identify her because he's getting his injuries assessed. They could have at least, did a hold. I mean, they do that to you if they say, oh, you get pulled over. Oh, your car was described in a nearby robbery or a nearby shooting. I'm sure he described her. They could have said, hey, you have been described to as the woman who helped kidnap and torture this little boy. They could have done something, even if it was a snapshot picture, because I've seen the police pull up a picture and say, hey, is this the person you're talking about? They could have done that. They could have snapped a picture. I'm sure there probably was an officer at the hospital or whatever medical center it was, could have sent the picture and say, hey, is this her? We have technology, guys. She wouldn't be on the run if it wasn't for that. Let's see. Ms. V says, this is horrific. It's crazy. And it's a lot of things going on in Houston. It's like, is everybody else just being quiet? Because there's something day after day after day, hour after hour. My brother just came down from Houston. And we were talking, and I was telling him about some of the cases I've been looking at and talking about. He's like, sis, it's bad out there. The crime rate is through the roof. He's like, there's just something left and right. I'm like, oh, great. You're really letting me want to go visit you. Like, you're not making it sound too better. You're trying to get me out there, but now this sounds like I don't want to make that trip. So, yeah. And Miss V says, who were they looking for? They were looking for, in October of 2020, Zonia Hutto's house was involved in a drive-by shooting. So when she seen him walking past, this happened in June of 2021, she told the two guys that were at her house, that's him, he got paid to shoot at my house. They ran up to him and proceeded to do whatever. And so they thought later on, they said, oh, it was some white guy that lives in our neighborhood. So why did you guys just do this to this little boy to later on say, oh, it was mistaken identity? So that's who they were looking for, whoever was involved in shooting at her house back in October of 2020. Hey, Diane, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Sugar Mama says they could have held her for at least 24 hours. Yes, they can put you in a drunk cell for, I believe it's 24 hours, I think, or is it 12? Maybe 24 hours, I think. So why can't they hold her for something this serious? They threatened his life. They said, well, Angel said, go and get my gun, after already beating him with an aluminum bat. So, hey, guys, I always forget this. If you're not subscribed, go and hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that thumbs up. That always helps. And share this video if you can. I have not seen too much about it at all. And I mean, I was looking into it, but not too much was going on. And then, hey, it pops up. I'm like, I need to put this out there. They need to find this woman. So if you guys can share this wherever you are, on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Snapchat, wherever you can share it, Twitter, especially if you are in the surrounding areas. I'm going to try to look more into her name to see if, she could have escaped to maybe other states. But I don't know if they keep saying and referencing their race, Hispanic. I don't know if they're trying to insinuate that they could probably be in Mexico at this time. Texas is right there. So I really don't know, but we need to get the word out because she needs to be found and she needs to pay for this, because if it wasn't for her, this would have never happened. Let's see. Miss Dee says, how did they know who Torres was? He wasn't at the scene, but they found him later. I believe it's because I think allegedly he has a record, and I don't know if they may have already knew who he was, because I mean, it was her boyfriend. I don't know if they showed it to him and he was able to identify, which I think they should have done with her, because they found her that same day. And didn't arrest her. They found Torres sometime later because they kept trying to contact him, but they only were being contacted they were only getting in contact with his mother, and she kept saying, he's not here, he's not here. So when they finally caught up with him, clink, clink, they took him to jail. And she's still been on the run this whole time. And I don't believe the other people were found yet. So if anybody knows anything about this situation, this case, if you heard your friends talking about, hey, this is what happened, this is me, we did this to this boy, say something. You see something, you hear something, say something, because this is not right and it shouldn't happen, and it shouldn't just be able to slide. It's not fair to this 15-year-old boy. He should feel safe in his community. Back in the days, do you guys remember that? You used to just ride your bike in the street playing kickball, baseball, basketball was like the most jankiest basketball court you could find. So, I mean, nowadays you can't even feel comfortable walking down the street. How fair is that? It's not fair at all. So they need to be found so kids can know, yes, you guys can go outside. You don't have to be glued to your game. No. So definitely need to be found. Hey, Etta B, how are you? Hope you're doing good today. She says, interesting case. Yes, very interesting. I just don't understand how come they didn't keep a tighter lock on her, because they should have been watching. They knew who she was. The only thing was they were waiting for the DA to give it a go. I don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. I really don't. These make sense to me. These cases, I try to make it make sense, and it never fails. It disappoints me every time. So I'm going to show you another one of the clips. And let me know if you guys can see and hear it. Why can't you? Oh, it's on.
Concerned, right? And making some tough decisions here. Brittany Wilmar is in our newsroom now with the newest developments on this one. Hey, Brittany.
Hey guys, good morning. Well, let me first start by showing you this petition that says it's from concerned families and citizens here in Texas. Basically, they want Governor Abbott to...
I don't know what it skipped to, but it skipped to something that has nothing to do with this case. I do not like when it does this, because it'll play once, and once it plays once, it'll take you to like other videos that have nothing to do with your case. So here we go. And I'll be hopping off of here probably in a second. I just wanted to bring this up to you guys. What happened? Why? Oh, my box isn't checked. Turn the volume up.
Identity, but
okay. Let me know if you guys can hear
was
it.
checked for head trauma. Though they declined to go on camera tonight, investigators say it appears to be a case of mistaken identity. But either way, the charges alleged by the suspect are inexcusable. That suspect, Angel Torres, remains behind bars tonight. His bond is not yet set, as neighbors who know him say they are shocked by the allegations against him. 46-year-old Angel Torres is charged with aggravated kidnapping. Investigators say he and another man attacked a 15-year-old who was just riding his bike down this neighborhood sidewalk in Atascocita.
Basically kidnapped him off his bike. They drug him into a vacant home, tied him up.
Constable Mark Herman says it was inside this vacant home on Misty Pines Drive where the victim was tied up with an extension cord, punched, kicked, and beat with a metal bat. After being threatened with a gun, the teen was able to escape. Investigators say that teen may have been targeted because Torres was looking for someone described as a white male who shot up his mother's home just 2 doors down, where bullet holes remain in the garage door.
It's not a such thing as vigilante justice. I mean, you let the police, let the professionals come out and investigate and handle situations such as that.
Investigators say the teen is not connected to a drive-by shooting, as neighbors are left stunned by this turn of events.
I'm still dazed and confused right now to think about it. The person that I know as far as pre-allegations and pre-this.
Joel Rice says he's been a suspect for raising his own kids across the street.
Hold on. Where did that come from? Where did that even come from? I don't know where that part came from, guys, but hold on. Let me see what just started playing. Because he's still talking, but where would that have come from? Okay, that's not playing. That's not playing. Is that a part of it? I'm like, where did all that come from? See, this isn't playing, so is that... I'm confused. Let me see.
A companion who helped to kidnap the teen and a woman named Zonia Hutto, Torres' girlfriend, who alleged...
Let me take it back. I think that's probably a part of it because...
The person that
turn of events.
I'm still dazed and confused right now to think about it. The person that I know as far as pre-allegations and pre-this.
Joel Rice says he's known the suspect for more than a decade, raising his own kids across the street.
It's very surprising that he would do something like this.
Torres could now be facing some very serious consequences.
2 to 99 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine if you're convicted.
As deputies continue looking for 2 more people still on the loose, the male companion who helped to kidnap the teen and a woman named Zonia Hutto, Torres' girlfriend, who allegedly watched on during the attack. We checked on the teen today. His family says he was taken to the ER the night of the attack back in June. He was checked for head trauma. Though they declined to go on camera tonight, they are still seeking justice.
So that is the latest update. So they're looking for 2 more people in connection with this. So I just wanted to put that out there. I am going to leave the number with you guys, and I really hope that you guys repost this so that others can see it. And if they see anything, have heard anything, say something so that way we can bring some justice to this little boy, because it's really not fair at all. And so let me bring up that phone number once again. You guys know you can call Crime Stoppers for sure. You can also be anonymous. And the number for Crime Stoppers is 713-22-TIPS, which is 713-222-8477. I believe I said the tips wrong. I left out a 2, so it's 713-222-8477. And the precinct 4th district dispatch is 281-376-3472. So if you guys know anyone in the Houston area, please share it with them. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys will know when I come on, because I always try to put out a little mini clip of what time I'm coming on, when I'm coming on, and a little bit about what I'm talking about. So I will see you guys later. I'm going to hop back on live. We're going to talk about Summer and some other cases, but I do want to just make this video its own video. So you guys will see me in about 5 minutes. I'm going to make a new stream. So if you guys can, please share this. Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform. We have to get these people found and brought to justice. See y'all in a little bit. Bye.